Alrighty, well, welcome back. This is a Sawyer Spotlight. We're going with a few helpful tips. And today we're going to talk about grip and handle removal and really just changing out your handles in your oar shafts. So a couple things you need to remember is, one, you need a little bit of a workspace. And two, you probably need a cheater, as something as simple as a nice large chunk of steel. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to remove the screw on the handle, and we will try and twist the handle free.
As you can see, there's not much play with the silicone that seals the handle inside. So the next step is to take off the blade. Once we remove the blade, we use our trusted tool. Slide it in the blade end. Let it slide down and just basically and your handle is removed.
And you see that your plug has come out. You can pretty much reuse that plug. We're going to put a new one in, but you can reuse that. That's basically what keeps the water from getting into your shaft. Steel bar can be found pretty much at any junkyard, any scrap metal, any metal shop. Nothing real special about it. Diameter is about 1.25 inches. And the weight of this is about 10 pounds. You want to have at least that much so that you can get a good thump on the grip. If you don't by chance have a 10-pound chunk of steel laying around, there is another way. We still recommend that you're going to tap the handle out from the inside, and you can do that with a chunk of rebar, a piece of pipe, or we're actually going to use just a smaller diameter SST oar shaft. So you just, same thing, you're going to insert that in the end, slide it all the way in, and take a mallet and just tap it out. Nice and simple, boom. There you have it.
So now we're going to install our new handle that we've received. Now the first step to go in here is to be cleaning the shaft. There's going to be a little bit of silicone residue that's left over in the shaft. Now there's some ways to go about this. You can just get some sandpaper and just basically kind of get it into a little circle and just slightly clean out the shaft. We have a little bit of an easier tool, which basically has a little piece of sandpaper on the end of it. And we'll basically use that to go into the shaft and just clean up a little bit of that silicone that was left over. The shaft is turning just so we get a clean sandpaper finish so that we have something to bond some silicone to and actually get the handle in there nice and clean. So once the handle area is cleaned out on the shaft, we're going to take our new handle, this one being a counterbalance handle, so we're going to add some weight for that swing weight of yours. We're going to put that in so it's just basically 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch into that shaft. Then we're going to get our silicone. Basically just our trusty silicone that you'd use around your house. Then we're going to apply the silicone just in a nice little bead around that bottom part of the shaft. As you can see there, nothing too much, nothing excessive. And what we're going to do now is we're going to twist this into the shaft as we apply it. And that's just going to nicely put the silicone all the way around the shaft as we move it up. Now as we get closer to the end, you see how we have a little bit of an excess amount of silicone. Get a little rag and we're just going to wipe a little bit of it up so we don't have a bunch overhanging as we finish this seal. Have a little bit left over and we're just going to finish by putting it up. Now on a handle that we've sent you, you're going to have a pre-drilled hole. So you're just going to align that hole with the hole that's already drilled onto your shaft. And once you get that aligned, you're basically just going to reapply your screw and you'll have a new one. Now, if you need to re-drill your hole, you're going to get a little pilot drill and you'll pilot drill your hole. Clear out the little bit of excess wood and debris. Take your new screw, put it into your drill. And just basically tighten it down until it's tight. You don't want to overdo it to where you strip the screw. And then now that little bit of silicone that you have left around the handle, you're just going to wipe up the excess so you have a solid seal around the handle's edge. And that is your handle installation. So final step will be to reinsert your plug that we took out when we knocked out that handle. And the plug is to ensure that no water moves up and down inside your shaft and basically creates that seal. So we're going to insert the foam plug at the bottom end where the blade will go into. And I like to get it to where it goes flush. You're then going to apply a little bit of silicone into that tight set hole. Try to do it as much at as an angle as you can. And we're not going to apply a lot. Just basically a nice little squeeze. Once that silicone is in there, we are then going to basically push this little foam piece down. Basically, we have a little dowel that's set up, but you can use that same rod that you knocked out your handle with, and you're basically just going to push it right back up into there. And so that's sealing your shaft so no water can get up through your blade and your tight set hole.